That was nice of him.
So, you're from Coruscant, huh?
That's right. And you?
Here.
This swamp?
No, Koboh.
Fascinating. A local. You must tell me all about it.
Let's chat later. Coruscant sounds amazing. All those machines. I'd love to go.
So you've truly lived on Koboh your entire life?
Born and raised. Folks had a homestead in the Reach.
Wow! It must have been delightful growing up on a planet with so many colors. Don't get me wrong, I used to adore Coruscant. But all that neon? It's a bit harsh on the eyes.
Great to see you.
Time to move. Ready to move on? Looks like a datapad to me. Or what's left of one. Come on, let's go break the news. Bad news, Wini. Datapad was busted beyond repair.
Oh, my designs. They're lost forever.
Sorry, Winnie. I'll try to scrounge something up for you back at the Outpost.
Thank you again.
Don't mention it.
We'll see you back at the cantina, perhaps. After this ordeal, I know I could use a refreshment.
Monk makes him strong.
Is this a monastic planet?
Stick to your patrol perimeters, droid. Negative. I will destroy.
Welcome. Can I confide something, Cal?
Sure.
Now, it ain't easy for me to admit, but I'm a big fan of Ash's music. Cannot get it out of my head.
It's catchy. You've got great taste. Why is that hard for you to admit?
Well, I don't know. I got a reputation, I suppose, for being tough, alert, ready to do what needs to be done. But, wouldn't you know it, deep down I was just born to dance, Cal. Found myself humming a tune the other day, and, well, customer thought I was out of my mind. Cal, what's up with that woman who showed up with you?
Erin? She's a good friend. What about her?
Nothing. Nothing.
Are you afraid of Merrin?
Me? Oh, no, it's just... Well, I've never seen anyone like her before.
Merrin's a Night Sister.
A night what? Wait, what is that?
She's from Dathomir, and she can perform magic.
Now you're just yanking my Walloona ears.
I'm not. She can wake the dead. Don't worry, you have nothing to be afraid of. Usually.
Cal! Well, all I know is if the dead start walking around here, you're gonna get an earful. Ah, you got a keen eye for good product.
That right?
Yep, but you know, the product, that's only part of the sale. You're also buying what's behind it.
What do you mean?
Well, every item has a story. One that carries from owner to owner. The history persists, embedded inside every object. You can find it in a chipped cup, or a greasy handprint on a towel, even. They all remind you that someone was here once.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right, out with it. You're not carrying disruptor tech, are you? No? How about slicer droids? Don't lie to me.
We don't mess with that black market gear.
Smart. I made that mistake once. Ooh, never again. Sold some sensor jamming tech to a customer desperate to get a syndicate off his back. They traced the sale. Killed him, came for me.
We've had a run-in or two with the syndicates.
Oh, I barely made it out alive. Now, I keep my product clean. It's a bit pricier, but not as costly as a blaster bolt in the back, I'll tell you that. Greez ever tell you the story of how we met?
No, let's hear it.
Oh, he first landed, talking dreams of taking over a cantina. I pegged him as just another priorite vulture. Someone who comes out of nowhere, turns a credit from a few suckers and skips town. Of course, when I saw him putting real care into the cantina, well, I knew we were cut from the same cloth.
Pyloon's is as important to him as the Mantis. That's why he named it after his great-grandma.
That's right. You stick with Greez. He's one of the good ones. Just don't tell him I said that.
Your secret's safe with me.
You know what I like about you, Cal. You're not always bugging me to step in and help you solve disputes and whatnot.
I like to try to handle my own problems. Guessing that's the same with you.
That's right. While back, this one prospector got into an argument with his protocol droid. Got so worked up, he got violent. So, I stepped in, told the prospector if he laid another hand on his droid, I would ban him from my shop and cut his credit with every vendor in town. So, well, that shut him up pretty quick. Since then, well, I've been the closest thing to a mayor this town has.
I wouldn't want to mess with you.
That's another thing I like about you, Cal. Smart enough to know trouble when you see it. You've been coming around here so much, you're basically a regular.
You've got great stuff.
Most shop owners would offer a discount or the like, but not me. Nothing personal, but you start handing out freebies, you have people up in arms asking, why not me, Doma? Don't need a hassle.
That makes sense.
Satisfying, isn't it?
What is?
Protecting this town. What with me keeping people fed, you keeping people alive.
You'd need 3 bodyguards to keep Turgle safe.
Ain't that the truth? It's a lot to take on, but in exchange, we gain something mighty valuable, don't we? A sense of purpose. Makes all this feel meaningful.
Yeah, guess it does.
Having the raiders on the back foot is great for business.
No surprise there, Doma.
Yeah, suits me just fine. This outpost was always meant for trade, not combat. Been here plenty of cycles. Didn't used to be this way.
Was Rambler's Reach peaceful when he came here?
Yeah, not exactly. We had our spats here and there. Bad egg or two. One time, we had a whole mess of a family feud.
What are families for?
What indeed?
Cal, there you are.
Bo told me everything. Both pistols blazing, a real crack shot, straight out of the hull of it.
Easy, Captain. I'm just trying to debrief.
Debrief? Ooh, you hear that? This guy's a pro. How come we never debrief, Cal?
Simmer down. You enjoying the spotlight, Bode?
Like an Imperial cavity search. But I've got to admit, it's great to see everyone excited. You and that Nautilin are getting pretty chummy.
Cage? More like a mutually beneficial business partnership.
I don't trust her.
I don't either. But the entire galaxy either wants me dead or strapped to an interrogation chair.
Well, we don't want that. Let's catch up later. We really took the fight to those raiders. How you feeling?
Excited.
Excited? I didn't know you all were allowed to enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. I can nearly taste the free air of Tanalorr.
Almost there.
Stay focused, and we'll finally be able to build something for ourselves. Something to last. Let's catch up later. Zee seems to be back on her feet.
Yeah, she's been through a lot. She's a tough one.
She sure is. Everyone from her time is ancient history, and she just keeps on going.
Think she'll find her place?
I'd say she already has. Not a lot of better places in this galaxy for the dispossessed than a cantina. Let's catch up later.
When was the last time you talked to Kata?
Oh, I sent her a quick message from Sears base. Don't worry, she okayed it.
How's she doing?
Not bad. I told her I was bringing her a gift.
What's the gift?
Still figuring that out. You, think Greez's Latero souffle would survive a hyperspace jaunt? Then I'd better look around. Let's catch up later.
You know, when you first walked in here, I was getting ready to throw you out.
Oh, funny. I remember asking myself, am I gonna be the guy who gives this Latero his second prosthetic arm?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and try. But seriously, you've done good by us. Watching out for the kid. It's like you're... Excuse me.
Those tears in your eyes, Greez?
No, they're not tears. What, are you kidding me? No. Probably smoke or something. Someone smoking in here? No smoking!
I got it, Greez. Right back at you. And if you ever want to get that arm modded, I know a guy.
You got an arm guy?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, let me think about it.
Seriously, Greez, if you ever want to give your arm an upgrade, just say the word.
What kind of arm are you thinking?
Hand cannon.
Pass.
Grapple arm?
You kidding me?
Maybe a spatula, then.
Spatula? Oh, now we're talking.
Pyloon's is drawing a crowd.
Yeah, it could be words out that I'm the best cook this side of the Hidean Way. Oh, what do you know, BD? You've got no taste buds. Watch yourself out there. You know what this place needs?
A working refresher?
Discipline. Those mouth-breathing raiders just walked in here and made off with Zee. I go off planet for 1 second, and the whole place has gone soft. They've got to get it through their heads that I can't be their fearless leader all the time.
People have to learn to defend themselves, Greez. We can't fight their battles for them.
Watch yourself out there. Do I need more stools? Maybe there's some in the basement. Okay, Monk, lay it on me. Who's got an outstanding debt around here?
Turgle owes a small fortune, but I wouldn't exactly call it outstanding.
Are you kidding me right now? Hey, Monk, did you remember to charge the hydro converters?
I asked you to do that, old boy.
Ask me? Who's the boss around here anyway?
Hard to say, but we should probably figure that out. How about a bit of refreshment for bringing Zee back safe and sound? On the house, of course.
I'm good, thanks. Why don't you send a drink Bode's way? Wouldn't have been able to save her without his help.
All right, but I still owe you one. Heritage coming back safe is the talk of the saloon. Something charming about that old gal, wouldn't you say? I sure am glad to see Zee returned unharmed.
Were you worried for her?
Dear boy, are you serious? Why, a droid of that caliber is a rare thing in this galaxy. Well, you gotta look after them when you find them. Busy keeping these customers in fine fettle, Cal. Gotta hand it to you, Cal. Wherever you go, the action surely follows.
Hey, you wanted customers, right?
That I did. The place is packed. And if we keep going at this rate, we're gonna need a bouncer.
Well, maybe Mosey's looking for some extra income.
Interesting proposition. If I had to put my life in someone else's hands, it'd be Mosey's. Busy keeping these customers in fine fettle, Cal.
Everyone holding up okay, Monk?
Well, we're just fine now. The raiders might have put a little spook in some of our clientele when they marched in here, but we're made of sterner stuff.
Good to hear. You doing all right?
Cal, my boy, I'll tell you the same thing I told those raiders.
What's that?
Go ahead and shoot. But know this, you'll be blasting the best bartender on Koboh. Can't talk now. Pyloons needs me.
Do you always hunt alone?
Not always. For big game, I usually bring a partner or two.
Strength in numbers.
That's right. In a pack, each hunter has their own role. Safer, too. We have a saying from where I'm from. A branch of a greel tree can be snapped in half, but a bundle of branches cannot. Talk soon.
Enjoying the crowd?
I am. I do enjoy a crowded cantina after being out in the wild.
Yeah, me too.
Talk soon. Hell of a job, Cal, dragging that antique back from the Lucre Hulk.
Thanks. You and Merrin run into any trouble?
Well, you sure got those raiders tied in knots, but they mostly stayed clear of the reach. Saw a couple scouts sniffing around, but I think they took a good long look at Merrin's dagger and thought twice.
Appreciate you keeping an eye on things.
Ah, no trouble at all.
You seem in a good mood.
I was thinking how this cantina reminds me of a celebratory dance on my home planet.
The cantina reminds you of people dancing?
My people don't dance. The dance is my people. All together. Without everyone's essence, there is nothing. Like this cantina. Someone ordering a drink from Monk, a joke from Gulu, a hunting tale from Mosey. All these acts combine into something greater than the performers themselves. Now is not the time to speak. And the surging river is parted by the blade of the stone.
What blade? What stone?
Which is sharper, stone or water?
I wouldn't fight a raider with water if that's what you're suggesting.
But is the river's course its birthright? Is the stone due its form?
Oh, I thought you had all the answers.
Shh, pay attention, Dana. I think she's talking about some treasure. Huh.
You two getting your fortune read?
Trying to. But we can't get a straight answer out of this one.
Say it again, will you?
On shores of silt, a river winds. A bank of guilt, a broken bind.
Oh, I get it now. She's saying there's a big score to be had in some silty river.
You only hear what you want to hear. Sounded like a warning to me. One of them ominous ones.
What do you make of it, Cal?
It's dangerous out there. I'd trust my own instincts over a fortune.
See? Kid gets it.
Whoever made the score of a lifetime by being more careful? Talk later, buddy. More credits? We already gave you 30.
Tulakt knows this.
What's a few more credits, Dana? It's our future.
I'll take my chances. Unless... Any chance you might have any, entrepreneurial prophecies to offer?
Explain it to Tulakt.
You know, prophecies describing where a couple of enterprising folk might find a real haul.
Perhaps, though such knowledge would carry its own price.
How about we give you a cut of any loot we find? Say, half of Grock's cut.
That ain't hardly fair, Dana. I'm doing all the legwork.
The treasures you seek will not enrich you.
Oh, she don't know anything. What good's seeing the future if you can't profit from it?
Cal, I swear, I had nothing to do with Zee being droid-napped.
I believe you.
Can you put in a good word for me with Mr. Greez?
And can't fight all of your battles. You're better off speaking to Greez yourself.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. The other week he said he had an old family recipe for frog soup.
He was probably joking.
I don't want to be soup. I don't even like to bathe. Hi, Cal.
So what happened to your smuggling operation?
The Galactic Empire. Not long after the end of the Clone Wars, the Empire cracked down on my shipping operation. They ruined everything. Many of my associates saw the relative safety of the huts. Good riddance. Most of them were snakes anyway. But some of them... I lost people I didn't expect to lose.
I'm sorry, Moran. That's rough.
No, I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten asking for your pity.
All right, then.
Cal, I've been meaning to, well, I was a little curt when last we spoke about how my shipping operation was shut down.
Don't worry. I've heard worse.
I really did lose everything, you know. And everyone. That's what brought me to Koboh with what few wares I had left. Monk lets me keep my things in the back room. Go on. See if anything suits your fancy. Not like anyone here has credits to spend. Anyhow, I shouldn't take my troubles out on you.
Thanks, Moran.
See you around, Cal. Well, I'm glad you're all right. We're lucky Turgle hasn't doomed us all by antagonizing the raiders.
Turgle didn't have anything to do with Zee's kidnapping.
Well, then why did you bother to rescue her? You hardly know her. If I were at the business end of a Bedlam Raider rifle, you wouldn't soak up a blaster bolt for me.
I probably would.
As I thought you would. Well, that's very decent of you. I'd leave you in the dust. Mind, nothing personal.
Yep, I figured.
Don't go getting into more trouble, all right?
No promises. How you doing, Moran?
Fine. Just enjoying some Turgle free time.
Sounds like you miss having him around.
Miss? Well, let's not get carried away. But he's the only one who attended my illuminating seminar on self-propagating business solutions. One thing you learn about business, a customer is a customer. Even if your customer is Turgle.
I cannot believe what almost happened to Zee.
Things worked out okay in the end.
Thank the stars that you could help her. Back in school, one of the archival droids was destroyed in a power surge. At the time, all I could think about was how much it screwed up my holoprints. How blind I was.
Don't beat yourself up. We're all figuring things out day by day.
Hey.
So why'd you choose to study the High Republic?
You know, I think it is the same reason that people are flocking to Pyloon's Saloon. Everyone is excited about the possibility of what Koboh could become. I believe that is the kind of optimism that defined the High Republic.
Maybe you're right about that.
Some other time, okay? Are you sure you're all right?
Well, I was interrogated by the new leader of the Raiders.
I've heard rumors, and none of them were good. What happened?
I refused to cooperate, so he threatened to reprogram me.
Oh, Zee, that is so brave of you. How'd you escape?
Cal and Bode arrived in the nick of time and saved me from a terrible fate.
Technically, you saved yourself.
I suppose that's true, but you were quite a helpful distraction.
All I know is, you're one tough droid, Zee.
We'll talk soon.
How you feeling, Zee?
Much improved, Cal, now that I am far from that ghastly ship.
It's seen better days, that's for sure.
The same could be said for the entire galaxy, could it not? But it is heartening to see that some bright spots yet remain.
That's why we keep fighting.
Indeed. I must say, I see vestiges of the Order, my Order, in you and your companions. It is most heartening.
Sometimes you know just what to say.
Not now, Cal. You know, Cal, I think my recent brush with the Raiders has rather altered my perspective.
How so?
My assumption was that these raiders were unprincipled thieves and brutes. But they aren't lacking in principle or dedication. They have a code. A rotten code. A code all the same.
Maybe that's what makes them so dangerous.
Even in my day, there were those who wrapped their selfish ambitions in a cloak of higher purpose. Cough, cough, Dagangera. No time to talk. I cannot thank you enough. But be careful, please. Dagangera is the type to hold a grudge. What is your home planet like?
Dathomir. Remote. Quiet. And the light is blood red.
Sounds exciting. I'd very much like to see it someday.
You are an odd one, aren't you? So, how are you adjusting to your new life?
Well, all things considered, this cantina and its denizens have been quite welcoming.
Really? You returned in one piece.
You sound surprised.
You do have a knack for getting into trouble.
Yeah, but Bode has a knack for keeping me on the right side of blaster fire.
A useful quality in a friend. Be careful. I see you brought the droid back.
Wasn't as easy as we hoped it would be.
Is it ever?
Guess not. How'd you and Mosey get along?
Quite well. She's going to take me hunting sometime. No, you'd scare our quarry away, BD. Ugh, so much beeping. Be careful.
Good to see you made it back. How's Pyloon's treating you?
It's adorably derelict and entirely unique. If this cantina were on Coruscant, you could quadruple the prices and still have lines out the door.
Any luck with the datapad?
Ask Doma. She's working on it.
Thanks again for your help, Cal.
Don't mention it.
Hello, Cal.
Great to see you. What do you miss most about Coruscant?
Sweet Escape. A small bakery just off the main drag. I'd have a calf, confection, and watch commuters rage in the Skylands.
Sounds peaceful?
In its way, dear. Maybe we'll go there sometime. Zee, where's the best place to catch a sunset on Koboh?
Any place free of raiders.
Always the practical one, aren't you, dear? So, how'd you learn metalwork?
Piece by piece. Just sort of happened.
Outstanding! Well, you're clearly a savant. If you lived in Coruscant, you'd have patrons begging for your work.
Do you think so? I know it's not much, but it's home.
Hush now. This outpost is absolutely quaint. But perhaps it could use a new coat of paint.
Cal, what do you think?
Yeah, why not? I bet people would appreciate it.
I can help you hook up the wiring.
Ooh, it's a date. Not now, dear.
Hey there.
Ah, Cal. We were just discussing what we should renovate next.
Just lots else to fix around here. Thanks to the raiders, you know.
Yes, of course. But surely we can find something a bit more inspiring for our next project than a water pump.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Let's talk later.
So, it looks like we aren't the only ones who found romance on Koboh.
What, Turgle and Tulakt? I don't think that's in the stars.
Come now, Cal. That delightfully dark Maven has been casting wayward glances at you.
Merrin? What was the look?
She's a hard one to read. You, however, couldn't be more obvious. So, what are you waiting for?
Good question. A lot going on right now.
Okay. Don't get so caught up that you miss the small things. Because those are the things you'll remember.
Zygg's right, Cal. I spent most of my life ensnared by opulence. None of that seems very important now.
Great to see you. Turns out our skills go pretty okay together, huh?
So modest, this one. We were perfectly darling. On Coruscant, others would construct my designs. What fun it was to roll up my sleeves and get in there. So, what's next?
Next?
That's right. I'm not done with you yet, Zygg. Not by a long shot. Cal, tell me, have you ever been to Coruscant?
Once or twice.
Wini says I've gotta go. What's it like?
A lot of ships. A lot of people.
Like one, not the other.
And I adore both. You've never lived until you've danced the night away on a pleasure bar circling the Uskru district.
I'd make the trip just to see that.
Hello, Cal.
Great to see you. So, why'd you leave Coruscant?
Oh, I had my reasons. Like Coruscant becoming inhospitable to those who deign to question the truth. I didn't wish my abilities to be exploited by a war machine.
The Empire wanted to use your designs?
That's right. I'm an artist, not a propagandist.
What's the difference?
What indeed? Both deal in manipulation, yes. Both traffic in dangerous ideas. But one attempts to make the viewer bigger, and the other, so much smaller.
Well, a lot of places in the galaxy. I'm just glad you ended up on our rock.
It true then? Nicked that droid back from the Raiders, did you?
I don't think we met.
Oh, blast. Sorry about that. Came at you like a rocker, I did. Call me Harr. Been here longer than any of these greenhorns. Except Doma, and Gulu, and Guido, and old Toll, of course. But, she's, blast, there I go again. Cal, is it?
Right. This is BD.
Damn fine to meet you two, damn fine. Oi, Cal, good to see you.
Harr, right? You said you're from around here?
Been all over Koboh, but I knew I had to foot slog it back to the Reach when I heard the stories. They say it's been a right barnyard since you arrived.
Word traveled that fast, huh?
If it's privacy you're worried about, mate, don't be. No one listens to old Harr. But stop by if you ever want to hear the latest yarns, eh? My eyes, what they are, I couldn't hit a tree with a boulder, but I got ears like a boulabur. Talk later? Cal, buddy, you ain't been here long, have you?
No, not long.
Oh, me? I've been on Koboh for most of my life. Came all alone when I was a little sprout. Age of 12, if you can believe it.
Really? All by yourself?
That's right. Heard there was fortune to be had, as long as you ain't a lazy bones. And I jolly well ain't. Hey, mate.
So how did the Outpost get its start?
Like most good things, it all started with a dream. The vision of one sharp-eyed Waluna named Doma Dendra. Not 2 months after she gets here, but her general store pops into being. And the rest of the Outpost didn't take long to follow.
Couldn't have been easy.
Doma looked at the first wild-eyed hooligans on Koboh and saw hard workers. Dreamers like her. A whole bloody community.
I can see why you all stick by her.
That's right. What's there but to follow someone like that, eh? Hey, mate. Been seeing you around quite a bit. Thinking about a permanent residence, eh?
I wouldn't count on it, Harr.
No shame, mate. You ain't the first to visit Koboh and end up staying for good. Oh, sure, we all had plans to get ours and get lost. But what's the real reason we don't leave?
Well, I actually crash-landed, so my ship wouldn't fly.
We fall in love. In love with Koboh. You're one of us now. Hey, mate.
We're off to a pretty good start here, buddy. Garden's looking kind of respectable.
We've expanded into our final plot. But let's chat. I can still assist in other gardening matters. The garden is fully expanded. Well done, Cal. This, of course, comes with benefits. There should now be more than enough goodness in the soil to boost the plant's growth. And, if you prefer, you could put plants in stasis at the size of your choosing. You clearly have a talent for this, Cal.
Thanks. Greez taught me a little. How long you been gardening?
Since I was a child, I've always enjoyed the company of plants. In my adolescence, I joined a well-respected nursery. My work became a passion, and I soon stumbled upon an innovation.
What was it?
Hybridizing diverse genotypical specimens with novel macrocosmetic environments. A mouthful, yes. I mean that I developed a talent for growing new plants in new places.
Well, these specimens are lucky to have you here.
That's what they tell me.
Pili, what made you stop your research?
I lost my lab. Once the Empire occupied my planet, it seized my nursery, uprooting every flower, fern, and sapling.
That's horrible.
Worse, they repurposed my lab into a biochemical weapons facility. All my research, now used as a means for death. I refused to cooperate, escaped on an unlicensed shuttle, and here I am.
Oh, you're safe here.
I have been told that before. But when you say it, I believe it, Cal. Oh, hello.
This is encouraging. I bet we can plan even more. Any family back home, Pili?
They did not survive the Imperial occupation.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate that. My parents and siblings were soft-spoken, but all of them were defiant.
Like you.
I suppose. Now all I have are my plants. They are defiant in their own way. Vines can rise in the harshest temperatures. Roots penetrate the thickest ferrocrete. That is how we will defeat the Empire. Time, time, time.
Is there any plant you can't grow?
There was a rare subspecies of a Pulia blossom that I found quite stubborn.
You still seem frustrated by it.
No, of course not. Well, yes. It sticks with me, this one, I suppose. No matter what I did, where I planted it, how I treated the soil, it refused to grow. It was like it was acting out of spite, like a petulant child. Turns out, that subspecies of Pulia blossom only grows in the wild.
It only wanted to grow on its own.
That's right. You have the mind of a true botanist.
What do you think of Koboh so far?
It's nice.
But?
So many here are starving, hungry for more priorite, more credits, more land. No one is content where they are.
Aren't plants the same?
How so?
Oh, they're constantly hungry, constantly craving more sunlight, more space.
You have a point.
Wanting more doesn't always mean you're greedy. It just means you'd like to grow.
Wise words. I will keep this in mind as our own garden grows. We can talk later.
Not bad. I've seen worse rooftop gardens.
Be careful.
There he is, my favorite scrapper.
You know any others?
I do not. But together, we've taken on a few bucketheads.
Don't forget the KX droids.
How are we still alive? Let's catch up later.
Watch yourself out there.